I didn't write this poem for you. It wasn't the way you looked into my eyes that night you fell asleep in my arms. It wasn't that flirtatious laugh which always gives me a hard-on, and it most certainly was not your wit that inspired these words. I apologize if my intentions come off as slander, as opposed to the romantic air that it should contain. You see, I wrote this poem before I met you. I wrote this poem before I could tell you how beautiful you are, and how every time you laugh you make me nervous, before we could talk for hours like it was minutes, and before we made love to each other. I didn't write this poem for you, but I didn't write it for her either. I wrote it before I met you. I guess you don't know if I've read this poem to other girls, and you don't know if they've swooned or vomited. And you have every reason to believe that this poem is an attempt to get into your pants. And you have every reason to believe that this poem is a sign that I have serious relationship issues. And you're probably right on both accounts, but I'd like to believe, with your permission, that this is a little bit more romantic than that. And while this poem is not delicately placed in a jewelry box, shoved in the back of a drawer, waiting for the right person to come along and find it, it's actually saved in a folder in my documents, and probably on my thumbnail drive as well. And while I can't tell you that no one has ever read this poem before, because I am not introverted enough as a person to write something that perhaps has a quality of truth, and simply not share it with other people. And while I haven't actually met you yet, know that when I do, I will memorize these words for you, because I will have finally found. I will look into your eyes and fall asleep in your arms. I will return your flirtatious laugh with a giggle. I will rebut your wits on the basis of pride and refusal of loss in an argument, and most of all, I'll tell you that I love you. And for once in my life, I won't need you to say it back.